In this video, I will be showing you how to share pre-made books on Book Creator with your students. If you are using the Skills Block books, you will first go into Canvas to our shells that our department has made and find the grade you want. Go to Module 2. You will see the Skills Block resources right under Module 2. So when you click on that, you'll be able to see a link here for a training that we suggest everyone take before you use these resources so that you are more comfortable using Book Creator, and some of the videos that we have here for you, the codes that you will need to join the libraries that we've created for kindergarten, first, and second, and a hyperdoc with additional information if you need that. Once you get the invite codes and you join our libraries, you will see them down here under Shared with Me. You will see our libraries down here, and they're called Skills Block, Kindergarten or First or Second Grade for Module 2. So for example, if you have a second grade book that you need, once you have already created a library for students, I named mine second grade, you need to move those books into this library. The way you would do that is to select the book you want. Let's say you want to start with Cycle 6. You would click Copy Book, select the library you want that book to go in, which is my second grade Skills Block group, and have that there. You can always change the name of the title or delete the copy. If you're working with another grade that's not second, you might want to take that off. So you can certainly edit the title as you wish. Okay, so now this book is in your library that you're ready to share with students. You would give students this invite code. Once you share that invite code with students, now the students can then join your library. So let's look at what that will be like for students. When students first log in, they have a couple of options. They can go to app.bookcreator.com and sign in with Google or click sign in with Clever. The kids could go straight to their Clever accounts, and the app for Book Creator will be in there for all grade levels. So depending if they're in first grade or fifth grade, that app is there for only our L students. This is a resource we've purchased for the teachers to use with L students only. So those students should see that in their Clever, and they can click on Book Creator or simply go to this website. You will hit sign in if you're choosing to sign in with Google. Once the student is logged in, they will either see no books if they haven't made any yet, or they'll see some books they've used in the past, maybe with another teacher. The students will then click on these 3 lines to get to the dashboard. And the student dashboard, it looks a little differently than ours. All their options are is to either look at other libraries that they have joined, or they can join a library for a new teacher. So I want to emphasize that this is why students have to log in as a student and not a teacher, because it will mess up their account if they are trying to manage their books like a teacher does through a dashboard. They really are only allowed to use Book Creator through the libraries that teachers create for them. If by any chance a student does log in as a teacher, just reach out to an L resource teacher that you work with, and they can guide you through the steps of how to fix that account for that kid. They will click Join a Library, and right here, they will enter in invite code that you are sharing with them. They will now see the book that you added to the library. And as you can see, it's in play mode. So if the student were to try to open that book right now, they would view it in play mode and only be able to look at it like this. We want to make sure students are able to edit these books. So the next step a student will take is to make a copy of the book. That's one option. So let me show you what that looks like. If the students are old enough and comfortable enough to do this, you would guide them to go to the book options, click copy book. They would just select the very same library they're in, second grade block group, and their book will appear right there and it will say copy on the side. So now, instead of seeing the play button, the student will now see an edit button. Do you see the difference? This one looks like a pencil. This one is just a play button. And what I like to do is to ask the students at this point to change the title to their name. This happens to be my daughter's account. So her name, when she made a copy, it popped up right there. This was the book that was made from the teacher, and this is now her book. And when she clicks on that, now that she's copied it herself, she can then edit this book, play all the sounds, and begin working in this book and editing it, manipulating the things that she needs to put under the right categories and make this book her own. Another option for students who are younger would be, for example, a kindergarten student. When you've copied a book from our kindergarten library, let's say we want to give our kindergartners and start with cycle 5, we would copy that book. And again, this is done ahead of time. We'd copy that book into the library for them. And what I would do here is when my kindergartners have already joined my library, and I have a couple right now, I have, you can always check who's in your library by clicking this down arrow. I have Jose, Catherine, Kevin, and Luisa. I would make copies for them ahead of time. So I would hit copy book, click the library I am, which is now kindergarten skills block group, and I'm going to make the copies that I need. Copy book, select the same library, and again, copy book, select the same library I'm in, and go ahead and have some of these books pre-made for my students. Select the same library, and there they are. So what I would do now is I would change the name of these books to the names of my students so that when they log in, they are able to find their books. Okay, so I've changed the names to all the students that I have for kindergarten, and I still have my original one here. The next step that's very important after I have made all the copies for the students that I want, I need to turn on collaboration for these students so that when they log into my library, they can edit this book and not just view this book. And the way to do that is to go to the share button, click collaboration, and change the collaboration. Typically, you could just hit everyone if this is a group project, but since I just want Louisa to be working in this book, I'm going to click change, and I'm only going to click her name, and I'm going to hit done. And now I see this icon that shows me that I have turned on collaboration for for Louisa. I'm going to do the same for Kevin. Click collaborate, change, click on Kevin's name, and done. Then for Catherine, click that share button, collaborate, change, and hit her name and done. And then go to Jose, click collaborate, change, select Jose's name, and done. And when I see these icons, I know I've done it right. If I want to double check that I did the right thing and turned on collaboration for the right student, I can always go back to collaboration and check right here. So here you should see your picture, the teacher whose library this is, and the L for Louisa. If I accidentally made a mistake, I can always change that if I need to. Then I'll check really quick. Let's look at Kevin's. I hit collaborate. I should see my name and K for Kevin. Hit collaborate. I see K for Catherine, and I can hover over her name just to make sure it is Catherine and not Kevin. And then one last time for Jose. And there he is. Okay, so my books are all set and ready to go for my kindergarten students. So let's see how that looks for the student. Let's look at the student view. So we'll pretend the kindergartner has already entered through Clever, click the Book Creator app, and now they can join a library. Again, the kids, you just guide them to the 3 lines, tell them to click on that or show them, and then they will click Join Library, and they will enter the kindergarten invite code that you share with them. Okay, so I have just entered in that code. They will see your original book and they'll see the books that you made for them. So the only thing they would have to do is simply look for their name and be able to click that book, open it up, and begin editing it. They'll be able to view their friends' books, but they won't be able to actually edit or change it in any way. They'll just be able to see it. And when they need to work on their own, they will go to their book and make the edits they need. So those are the 2 options. Kids could make their own copy, which would look like this, and their name would be there. If the kids are younger, the teacher can make copies for them ahead of time, put their names on, make sure to turn on collaboration for those kids. You can't see that button right now because I'm in the student view, but you would turn that collaboration on for the kids, and then they can edit just the books with their names on them. Those are your 2 options when sharing books with students.